Summer's officially here, and the bikini sale at shackshop.us is happening right now. Get hot styles, bold prints, and perfect fits, all on sale for a limited time. Whether you're beach-bound or poolside, we've got the bikini that makes you feel confident, cute, and totally summer-ready. So don't wait. Head to shackshop.us and shop the sale before it ends. That's shackshop.us, your new favorite bikini spot.
First Lady Melania Trump urges calm, unity, and compassion amid Minneapolis crisis and winter storm emergency. As the nation continues to grapple with political tension, public safety concerns, and extreme weather, First Lady Melania Trump stepped into the spotlight Tuesday with a message focused on de-escalation, unity, and empathy. Speaking during an exclusive appearance on Fox and Friends, the First Lady addressed the unrest following two fatal civilian shootings involving federal agents in Minneapolis, while also acknowledging the widespread suffering caused by a powerful winter storm sweeping across multiple U.S. states. Her remarks came at a moment when emotions remain raw nationwide, with demonstrations ongoing in Minneapolis and surrounding areas, political leaders trading sharp rhetoric, and millions of Americans facing power outages, icy roads, and dangerously low temperatures. Rather than leaning into partisan framing, Mrs. Trump struck a notably conciliatory tone, emphasizing peaceful protest, intergovernmental cooperation, and shared national responsibility during crisis. A call for unity during escalating tensions. "I believe strongly that this is a moment for unity," Mrs. Trump said during the interview. "We cannot allow anger to turn into destruction." The First Lady confirmed that President Donald Trump had recently spoken with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, describing the conversation as constructive and focused on restoring calm. "My husband had a very good call with the governor and the mayor," she said. "They are working together to ensure safety, to prevent riots, and to protect innocent lives." Her remarks arrive as Minneapolis continues to experience heightened law enforcement presence and public demonstrations following the fatal encounters, which remain under active investigation. Video footage circulating online has intensified scrutiny, while officials urge patience as facts are verified. Mrs. Trump did not comment directly on the investigations themselves, but stressed a consistent personal position against violence of any kind. "I am against violence," she said plainly. "If people choose to protest, they should do so peacefully." Peaceful protest and public order, a delicate balance. The First Lady's comments reflect an ongoing national debate about how to balance the constitutional right to protest with the need to maintain public safety. Minneapolis has served as a focal point for this tension in recent years, with past unrest leaving deep scars on communities, businesses, and residents. Civil liberties advocates argue that public demonstrations are a legitimate response to perceived government overreach, while law enforcement officials emphasize the dangers posed by unrest escalating into riots, arson, or assaults. Mrs. Trump's framing sought to bridge those views rather than inflame them. "Peaceful protest is part of who we are as Americans," she said, "but destruction, fear, and chaos help no one." Her words appeared designed to calm an already volatile situation, rather than assign blame, an approach some observers see as a deliberate contrast to the sharper rhetoric dominating social media and cable news discussions. Winter storm adds pressure to an already strained nation. In addition to the unrest in Minnesota, the First Lady addressed the severe winter storm system impacting large portions of the country. The storm has brought heavy snow, ice accumulation, and frigid temperatures, resulting in widespread power outages, school closures, and dangerous travel conditions. "I feel deep compassion for every family affected by this storm," Mrs. Trump said. "I know the federal government is working hard to make sure help reaches those who need it." Emergency crews across multiple states have been stretched thin responding to downed power lines, stranded motorists, and overwhelmed shelters. Local governments have urged residents to stay indoors when possible, conserve heat, and check on vulnerable neighbors. "As Americans, we have a responsibility to help one another," Mrs. Trump added. "This is when we must come together." Her comments echoed previous initiatives she has supported during natural disasters, emphasizing community resilience and individual acts of kindness rather than political debate. "I send my strength and love to those impacted. I am thinking of you." Promoting the upcoming film, Melania. The Fox and Friends appearance also served as a promotional moment for Mrs. Trump's upcoming documentary film, Melania, scheduled for global release later this week. The First Lady joined the show live from the White House, offering viewers a glimpse into the project. The 104-minute film chronicles her life during the transition period leading up to President Trump's inauguration as the 47th President of the United States. According to Mrs. Trump, the documentary offers unprecedented behind-the-scenes access to her daily responsibilities, family life, and preparations for assuming the role of First Lady once again. "This story was never told before," she explained.
People will see how I manage my business, my philanthropy, and my family, all while preparing the East Wing and the inauguration. The film follows her from Trump Tower in New York to Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, before moving inside the White House during the critical 20-day period leading up to inauguration. Mrs. Trump described the experience as demanding but meaningful. It was intense, but it was important, she said. There are many things people do not see. A rare glimpse into the East Wing. Historically, the role of the First Lady has often been interpreted through a symbolic lens, with limited public insight into the operational responsibilities of the East Wing. Mrs. Trump suggested that Melania aims to shed light on that often unseen work. People will see how much organization, planning, and coordination goes into it, she said. It is not just ceremonial. The film reportedly includes footage of meetings with staff, philanthropic planning, and family discussions about security and public life. Over the weekend, Mrs. Trump hosted a private screening of the documentary at the White House, attended by invited guests from politics, media, and the arts. Supporters view the project as an effort to humanize a figure often portrayed through a narrow media lens, while critics question whether the film will address controversy surrounding the administration. Producers have indicated the documentary focuses primarily on personal experience rather than political debate. Public reaction, praise, skepticism, and scrutiny. Reaction to Mrs. Trump's interview has been mixed, reflecting the broader divisions within the country. Supporters praised her calm demeanor and emphasis on unity, noting that her comments avoided inflammatory language at a time when tensions are already high. One conservative commentator said, "She sounded like a first lady focused on calming the country." Others were more skeptical, arguing that calls for unity must be paired with transparency and accountability regarding the shootings themselves. One civil rights advocate noted, "Peaceful protest is important, but so is addressing why people are protesting in the first place." Mrs. Trump did not address those criticisms directly during the interview, maintaining her focus on de-escalation and compassion rather than policy specifics.
The role of the First Lady in times of crisis. Historically, First Ladies have often served as stabilizing figures during moments of national stress, offering symbolic reassurance even when they lack formal policy-making authority. From Eleanor Roosevelt's wartime outreach to Laura Bush's post-9/11 addresses and Michelle Obama's responses to natural disasters, the role has often centered on empathy rather than governance. Mrs. Trump's remarks fit within that tradition, emphasizing shared humanity over partisan conflict. "This is not about politics," she said. "This is about people." Whether that message resonates widely remains to be seen, particularly as investigations into the Minneapolis shootings continue and political tensions remain elevated ahead of key legislative battles. What comes next? Federal and state officials have said they will release additional information as investigations progress, urging the public to rely on verified sources rather than speculation. Meanwhile, emergency responders continue to battle the effects of the winter storm, with weather officials warning that dangerous conditions may persist in some regions. As the country navigates multiple overlapping crises, Mrs. Trump's message serves as a reminder of the fragile balance between justice, safety, and unity. "We are stronger when we stand together," she said, "especially in difficult times."